What a blessing it is to be tired in the pursuit of a challenge of your own choosing. I wanted to preface this video by saying that because I am making this video from a place of abundance. The fact that I'm sitting in a car, I have a camera, and I'm creating this video already means that everything that I'm about to say is relatively speaking. But I still had 2 mental breakdowns this week, and you asked for a life update, so let's get into it. I went into personal debt starting Gains by Brains. I used my student loan. I maximized out my student loan while I didn't go to university to give myself a year to make Gains by Brains come to life because I believed in the vision and I wanted to create this space for women. And I just wanted to give it my absolute best effort and my everything I had, basically. So a few years later, when we started filming in the gym, we weren't actually allowed to film in the gym. So we didn't have enough money to rent a place where we could create a gym and then live somewhere simultaneously. So what we decided to do is open up a gym or create like a studio place where we could film and then also sleep in that gym. The reason why I'm saying this is because I always believe in placing very high conviction bets. The reason why I believe in that is because if you have a vision and it is something that you're willing to breathe, live, do 24/7, I see no reason in why that wouldn't work out. You need to become extremely obsessed and sacrifice everything else for it. But to me, if you're willing to go that far, then there is no way and no world in which that doesn't work out in your favor. And so I did the same for my app. It is fully bootstrapped. There are no external investors. It is custom built. I invest everything that I have into this product because an app is like a plane. Once it is up and flying, there is no stopping it. So either you turn it into a rocket or you crash. But it is one of those 2 things. And for me, I believe so much in this product because I am obsessed with it. I love using it. I love creating it. And the potential is so high that I am willing to do anything to turn this plane into the rocket. But the pressure is so high that is where my first mental breakdown came in this week. Sometimes I wish I was different, that I didn't place these fully conviction bets that are so super risk on that always make me feel like I'm either gonna fly or I'm gonna drown. And sometimes I wish I just would have bought a house and didn't want to try to force anyone to live a healthier life because I feel like it can truly transform everything that you're doing. Sometimes it feels like I've given up my 20s to create this, to build this. And then I'm thinking, am I also going to give up my 30s? Why didn't I just calm down and not try to change the world with the power that I have? Anyways, that was mental breakdown 1. But that wasn't all that has been happening. So I was also supposed to drop my activewear collection together with Women's Best. I've worked with them for over a year and it was such a good time. I didn't just focus on my own activewear collection. I actually worked very closely together with them. I went to their office a lot, worked with their product team specifically, and just worked on anything basically that goes out into the real world, right? So whether it is visuals, product, anything. And I've done so much, I've learned so much. And then after a year, I had a conversation with them and I said, I can't give it less than 100%. So for me to continue to be involved with Women's Best, it means that I really have to take up even more responsibilities than I did internally. And then I started thinking about it, if that is truly something that I want to do, because while that is a huge honor, and I know that I've learned so much already, I can only imagine how much I will learn in the next years, I worked so hard to create my own ecosystem, to create my own environment in which I work. I took on so much risk. Am I going to now pick the easy way out by being on their payroll and creating within their ecosystem, which doesn't fully align with mine, obviously, because it's not my own? Is that what I'm meant to do? Is that, or am I just like giving up on my own potential here? So that was honestly a very big decision for me to make, because not only am I then walking away from my own activewear collection, I'm walking away from all the people that I work with, but also it was some sort of safety that I created because obviously I was employed by them. And if I walk away from that, I'm a solo rider again. So relating back to my first mental breakdown of the week, am I making things worse or am I making things better? And then I was like, F it. I am a solo rider. I'm out. I am focusing on myself. I didn't work this hard to now take shortcuts. With all the respect to whatever they're creating, it has nothing to do with them. There's also no tea. It's just me on my own personal journey. I feel like I have so many other long-term ideas that I think will make the world a better place. I really want to engage in it and try to make my vision come to life fully, even if it will be a success or if it won't be a success. But I know that what I have to go through in order to create it will make me a better person. But yeah, so basically I keep making choices that are for the long run and prioritizing the long run over the short run. But then I'm already 8 or 10 years in. So at what point does short term turn into long term? At what point are you going to reap the fruits of your labor in a sense of you experiencing mental clarity and calmness in your head? You know what I mean? So anyways, whilst I'm burning my bridges, there's something else that I felt like I should have done a long time ago, but I didn't really have the balls for it. So I want to do it now. And that is, I want to take all my guides offline, because obviously I have my app. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm creating an Android version of the app. The reason why I want to take my guides down is because the reason I created the app in the first place is because I wanted to be able to help you better, more efficiently, more customized, more personalized. And I want to be able to update things as research changes, right? I'm currently also doing another personal training certificate. I keep learning more and more. I think that's my responsibility to do, being this fitness figure, having a platform online. And so I want to be able to update everything that I put out. So it is time for me to take my guides down and really fully die on my sword and not be half pregnant by basically saying, hey, I have an iPhone 16, but I'm also selling iPhone 4s. It doesn't really make sense in my head. Also, I want to be able to showcase my app for what it truly is, give an inside look, and using gamesforbrains.com for it. So while I'm doing that, I'll keep my guides up until the 1st of June, and I'll have them on for €9.99. After that, they're gone forever. That's something that I needed to do for a long time already, but as I said, I just didn't really have the balls for it, because again, it feels like another somehow safety blanket. You know, now I'm fully going for the app kind of thing, but my app deserves it, so it's what I'm doing. So the reason why I'm saying that this doesn't mean that I'm going to roll out Android is because I'm not going to roll out Android, even though I'm taking my guides offline. I'm not rolling out Android because of a couple of reasons. Number one is I am fully investing everything that I have in the iOS version of my app. Android not only takes money to initially set up, but it also takes money to maintain. And then it also takes money if I want to add any features. So I want to bring the iOS version to a level where I know it's everything I want from it. And then I want to roll out Android, so I don't have to keep updating it now that I know that I'm still updating iOS. Another reason is that Android has always just been 15% of all the guides that I've ever sold. So for me, financially, it doesn't really make sense to invest in Android as much as it does in iOS. So unless I have a big bag of money that I'm sitting on and it's no problem for me to do Android and iOS simultaneously and bring on other trainers, because that's something that I really want to do, and obviously I need to pay them too. So unless I'm in that position, I'm not rolling out Android because the pressure will be too much for me, and I think I'll physically break down and mentally and everything in between. So I'm not doing that, but I am pulling back my guides, and I will do Android as soon as I can because I want it more than you, but I'm not in a position right now where it financially makes sense, and I don't want to put more pressure on myself. I'd rather put less pressure on myself for the time being. So that was my life update. Mental breakdowns, no activewear collection, guides on sale, solo rider. I want to end this by one sentence that has pulled me through everything that I've experienced, and that is something that Alex Hormozy said. And it is, I always do what in the end will make the most epic story. Honestly, I'm too blessed to be stressed, but I'm just a girl trying to create an epic story.